What's up, everybody? My name is Ray Taylor. In the last episode, we had a special police officer guest come and check out the podcast. Hopefully, in this episode, I will not be dealing with the po-po for show. However, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about a new movie, of course, that just came out, Murder on the Orient Express. Although by the time this episode comes out, I don't know. I don't know if the movie will still be around. But I went and saw this movie at the Century, at the River Theater, I think it's in Rancho Mirage. It's a fancy theater. It's the fanciest theater that I've been to thus far in the desert. And it's one of those theaters, at least the screen that I saw this movie, stadium seating, with the recliners, with the electrical recliners. That's why I'm reclining right now for this review, to get kind of in the mode of what it felt like to watch the film. And yeah, so I guess I should give you a little synopsis of this movie, right? First off, I believe it's a remake. I've never watched the original. I think the original was in the 70s. But it's not one of those movies where it's like a classic where I've heard of it, that I know of. But on the Orient Express, yeah. So let's get a synopsis here. But it was directed by Kenneth Branagh, which he's directed some stuff. I'm not super familiar with the stuff he's done, but it's a movie that looked gorgeous. Let's put it that way. It did look gorgeous. Overview. Why are you not giving me? Oh, here we go. All right, so here is is currently rated at 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I happen to, for the most part, agree with. But a lavish trip through Europe quickly unfolds into a race against time to solve a murder aboard a train. When an avalanche stops the Orient Express dead in its tracks, the world's greatest detective, Hercule Poirot, arrives to, which I don't know if that's a name that I should recognize, arrives to interrogate all passengers and search for clues before the killer can strike again. There will be spoilers for this review. I'll try and keep them for the end of the movie. But I will spoil it because fuck this movie. So anyway, there's not a whole lot of movies out that I haven't seen or that look interesting to go see. This one, the trailer, I thought looked horrible. I had no desire to go see it. However, I have Movie Pass, so I can go watch movies for free, pretty much. Well, not $10 a month. I can go watch as many movies as I want. And I decided to go see this one. I was out in the area. It was starting soon. And it's a theater that I haven't been to in a long time. So I decided to go check it out. Super nice theater. There's a lot of restaurants around there and such. But yeah, super nice movie theater. Probably the worst theater to watch this movie, only because it's really slow, and the chairs were really comfortable. So I was fighting not to fall asleep the entire time I was there. It started off really good, actually. I really enjoyed where it started off. It didn't start on the train. That was kind of introducing you to the main character, that detective guy who's also played by Kenneth Branagh, which, performance-wise is great. His mustache was epic as fuck. Like, the mustache was probably the second best part. Visually, there's some scenes in this movie which are just breathtaking. Just kind of, once they get on the train and like these wide landscape shots, it just looks so good. And I don't know if it was CG created shots or if just like they went at the right time of year where it's just beautiful like that, because sometimes nature can be beautiful as fuck. So they just captured it right. Um, but visually, it looked good. It's just really slow movie. A lot of just dialogue with two people talking to each other because it's just him trying to solve this murder, and interviewing the different people that are on the train with him, uh, which was fine. I mean, it was fine. It's like I like a mystery. I like a Sherlock Holmes kind of a thing. Um, so I was, despite being tired and despite being slow, I was still like actively in the movie to just see how it concludes. It's like I'm going through this thing to hopefully have something at the end of it that's worth talking about. But and the performances were okay. Johnny Depp, thankfully, wasn't in it for a long time. He is the spoilers. I'm just gonna get into spoilers now, but he's the guy that gets murdered on the train. He plays kind of like a mobster guy that's he deals in art, but I guess he does a lot of money laundering for gangsters, or deals with gangsters a lot. So he initially asks Kenneth Branagh's character, I'm not going to even try and say his character's name, asks him to like kind of watch his back and protect him on the train because he knows people are after him. And the detective or investigator guy, Kenneth Branagh's character, has high morals and does not want to work for a criminal or for somebody that does bad. So he denies the job. And that night, Johnny Depp, they discover, I think the next morning, they discover Johnny Depp has been stabbed in his sleep in his room on the train. And the executive or the train operator guy asks Kenneth Branagh's character to please solve the murder before. Oh, so yeah. So in the synopsis, they're on this train, and there's an avalanche, and caused by lightning strike, and the avalanche floods the train tracks, and uh, hopefully this person doesn't just stop right in front of me too. That would just be amazing. Um, Derails the train, not tragically, just enough to where they can't go. So as the rescue team has been deployed to clear the tracks and get the train back on track, he wants Kenneth Branagh's character to solve this murder, and so he doesn't, because he's kind of a fuck up and he doesn't want to like lose his job or whatever. Which is fine. Like, they set it up. It's like, okay, and there's these different characters. I'm glad they didn't use the super fisheye lens, like first person, like the trailer. That trailer was horrible, but it actually kind of fit in a way. So yeah, so once it's kind of weird. Once the movie gets started, once it builds up, like the build up to the movie, to where like everything's kind of set in place, and we get to the second act or whatever. I think it's the second act. It's just like that's where it slows down. Like, there's nothing really entertaining about him interrogating the different passengers. There's they find clues and all these things, but in the end, like, nothing means anything. Nothing means anything. All the setup and all these things that people say, nothing really means anything, because the most ridiculous thing is the truth for this story, is the end of this story. The most ridiculous thing is that, like, you start to realize that everybody is related in some way, not blood related, but like circumstantially related. And then at the end, spoilers, here's the end of the movie that I wouldn't recommend you go see in the first place, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to throw on in the background at a party with the sound off, just because it looks gorgeous. And you want to see Kenneth Branagh's mustache. Of course, you want to see that. But the end of the movie is that everybody did it. Everybody, not even just like they were all in on it. Every single person took an opportunity to stab Kenneth or Johnny Depp's character to kill him. Not only they did like plan the whole thing, but they all took turns. They all kind of like filed into his room, a few rooms down from the greatest investigator of all time, to take their turn to stab him. Fucking horrible end to the movie. Like, I would have given this movie so much more credit of me. First off, me surviving the boring film, which it was, just horribly paced, nothing really interesting happening. Like, I would have felt a lot better if the conclusion of the film was more satisfying. But it was like the laziest kind of end to a spy, or not spy, but like a mystery kind of whodunit kind of a movie. It's just super disappointing. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to enjoy this. I literally heard people snoring around me. And I did have old people. Old people are kind of the worst people in movie theaters. Because there's an old couple sitting a couple seats away from me that would not shut the fuck up. Like, every time there's a different scene, they have to discuss the scene they just watched. Fucking old people. Oh, you're retired in the desert. Let's ruin life for everybody. Some of the rudest people I've ever encountered in movie theaters. Like, not teenagers. They're rude sometimes, but to the level of rudeness that's displayed by retired old people is disgusting. It's disgusting. They just act like they own the fucking theater. Like, this is their home. People happen to be there, but they're going to fucking chat it up. They're going to chat it up. Didn't really ruin the movie as much, it was annoying, but is whatever. I don't know. Like, I was able to move past it. It wasn't like annoying enough to where, I don't it was kind of a quiet movie. If the movie had anything going on, I probably wouldn't have even noticed them. But the movie's so slow. It's fucking the only thing I could pay attention to. But yeah, it's got like a huge cast of people. Kenneth Branagh, Penelope Cruz, Josh Gad, Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, Judi Dench, Willem Dafoe is in this one too. Reviewed the Florida Project last episode, which is a way better film than this one. Dafoe's like, all the characters are stupid. Dafoe plays like this spy, he's like a government spy that's pretending to be racist for some reason. Like, it's just like, I don't understand. I don't understand who made this movie thinking that this was going to be an amazing like mystery kind of a thing, Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like not. It wasn't satisfying at all, Just because the end was like, oh, everybody did it. So what's the point? But whatever. Murder on the Orient Express. 2 thumbs down. Its rating is cool, is what I expected. There's, it makes sense, but the advantage is that I don't have to pay for these movies because I have Movie Pass, so pay $10 a month. I can see as many movies as I want. There's a truck that just kind of drove by and just stopped. And I don't know, he's got tinted windows all over, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, so it's super boring movie. I would imagine it's not going to be in theaters long. I wouldn't recommend it when it comes out on streaming. I wouldn't recommend renting it. The only thing that was good about it, I mean, the beginning was kind of good. It like, oh, this could be a fun movie. Especially the first, like, it starts off with him solving his last mystery. And the way it was done was awesome. The way the end of the main thing in this movie was done was horrible. The mystery, everybody did it. No, that's like the first super it's like, I don't know exactly. It's just really bad. I mean, the acting wasn't bad. The writing, I mean, it could have been like it could have been a short film, or I think it just could have been done better. Like the writing could have been done better because it was not a good mystery at all. And they definitely set it up for him to be doing another one, which I wouldn't mind him doing another one. It's except for the fact like they need to get new writers or something. Like if they want to turn this into a franchise. I enjoy the kind of, mystery solver kind of things like a Sherlock Holmes or House. I like that. This was a very unsatisfying kind of a thing. It's like watching an episode of House, but then it's like, oh, everybody's trying to kill the patient. It's so stupid. So yeah, that's Murder on the Orient Express. Don't watch it. I highly recommend do not watch it. But yeah, go watch movies because movies are fun. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ray Taylor. You can check out past and future episodes of this show on YouTube, iTunes. All the links are on inspireddisorder.com. You can subscribe to the podcast on all podcast apps, so do not worry if you do not use the Apple Podcast official podcast application. I myself use Overcast on iPhone. And I'm sure Android users use a bunch of different things, but you will be able to find this podcast, Ray Loves Movies, which I don't know if I said at the top. That's the name of the show, Ray Loves Movies. Website, buy my artwork on my website, The Many Faces. It's an ongoing ink on paper series of abstract portraits, available at inspireddisorder.com. Over 200 available. I release a new one every day, and you can check those out on Instagram. You can support the podcast on Patreon, patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Donate $1 or more if you want perks. I'm looking to revamp the Patreon page to make it and add more like bonus content, all that kind of stuff. So go there to donate $1 at least, and then you'll get updates for when that does offer more perks. And if you're looking to shop on Amazon and you want free Prime service, you can get 30 days free Amazon Prime. Go to inspireddisorder.com/Prime. You'll get all the Prime services, so free, fast shipping. You got movie streaming like Netflix. You have TV shows streaming. You have music streaming services. You got all kinds of services there when you sign up for Prime. You get 30 days free going through that link, inspireddisorder.com. If you already have Prime service, go through my Amazon link when you shop. You don't spend more, but a percentage of whatever you spend will go to me to help support me keep doing this show as well as the other things I do. And you can use my Amazon link, inspireddisorder.com/Amazon. Pretty easy. It'll take you to Amazon, shop as normal. You don't have to do anything. So thank you all for listening to another episode of Ray Loves Movies. I do not know what the next movie is that I will be reviewing, but the next time I review a movie, I will not be in this parking lot wearing this shirt. I might accidentally wear this shirt, but I will not be in this parking lot. I will be in the parking lot of whatever theater I just watched the movie in at, and I will record my review moments after watching that movie. So look forward to that. New episodes come out every Monday. I may release bonus episodes too, just because, I like to watch movies, and I'm going to record reviews after each one. So if I record more than I need, movies are kind of a topical thing. I got to stay up on it. So yeah, and if you have anything that you want to recommend I watch, whether it's a upcoming movie you're excited to see, and maybe you want to hear my review on it, let me know. I'll mark it on the calendar for when it comes out, and I will try to watch it and review it for you. Or if it's an old movie that you think I might like, you can recommend that to me as well on Twitter or in the YouTube comments or however you recommend things to people. If you see me on the street, say, yo, Ray, check out this movie. And I'll be like, all right, I'll see if I can find it, and then I'll record. Maybe I'll come to this parking lot again after I, watch something at home, and then I need to go record in the van because this is where I record shit now. I might do that. The sound quality, for anybody curious, I'm getting a pop filter that should be coming in the mail today. Hopefully it'll be at my house when I get there. So the sound will be better. Hopefully the video isn't shaking. I mounted the camera differently. And that's it. If I used to review movies on another podcast, the Inspired Disorder podcast, which you can check out all those old movie reviews that I did with Keith Spurlock on my YouTube page, youtube.com/Inspired Disorder. So we did a lot of them this past year. It was a great summer year, even though box office doesn't show it. I enjoyed a shitload of movies this year and enjoyed reviewing all of them. So you can go check out just the movie reviews, or you can watch the full episodes if you want. All of those are still on YouTube. So that's it, everybody. My name is Ray Taylor. Thank you for Ray Loves Movies, listening to Ray Loves Movies. Title tentative. I think Ray Loves Movies is it, though. So that's it, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy watching movies, and be sure to send me your recommendations. Have a great week. Peace.